Oh, you just did it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love you. So good. It's never the person, I would say. It's never the person. It's always the bubble. It's always the filter that the person has around them.
Where's the filter coming
That
from?
from the person, from the from the nature, from the originator of the person, from the source, from the light that is emanating from the center, from the oversoul, from the inner soul, from the creation, from the inside to outside, like a flower. And the out to the outside there is the flower, like in this canvas. There is the flower which resembles the energy that is flowing from the center. I'm this type of flower. You're that type of flower. When there is a flow that misses the double us. It misses the connection, the W, the connection of V, the visitor. When it is missing the W, it's just flow. It's not flow. It's flow, and there is flaw in the pattern. So we think, but it is not a flaw in the pattern. It's only the missing connection of the patterns that create the personality, the human, the whole packet of spirits. In Finnish, it's henkilö. It's many spirits, henki spirit. So it's many henki. So it's like the flower have many patterns, but then they are not connected. Patterns they cannot have flaws in them because they, like you have seen from the what was the that the dudes showed us the surface that has the center point and these numbers are flowing from the center. These base numbers, whatever.
Okay.
What's the name for those numbers? 1, 2, 3, 5, and so on. The name for those, alkuluvut, we call them in Finnish, like beginning numbers.
Primary.
Primary numbers. That's right. The field of primary numbers. That's a pattern. It cannot have flaw. But when you connect many of them, it creates a flower. Because this flower, if you dissect it, it gives patterns. It doesn't give a flower. But when there are one on top of each other, there's like a person. We are layered, and you can dissect us, and that's a pattern. But if you put them, that gives the three-dimensional henkilö, personality. It's not just a person; it's personality, and but the person is not. It's not connected to as a spirit. It's connected more to be a person pattern. It's more close to that. And when they are not connected, when they are not like when there is no effect flowing from one to another, then they are kind of like blind that way. The flower is blind to its own so-called flaws. So the person is usually blind to their flaws in patterns because we as humans, we are in the soap bubble. We are the center point of we are soap bubbles, kind of. And the bubble, the original question was where is the second question diverged us from the original question. What was the original? You asked the secondary question. That was the answer to that, but then there was this original.
We were talking about our behaviour when we drink and that, and you were saying that it's a filtration.
So soap bubble is the filter. It's the mirror that mirrors back from what is projected from the center.
Mm-hmm.
And the personality is what is in the between of the center point and the edge of the bubble. So the inside of the bubble is a personality. The center is the nature
Yes.
of that.
Yes.
And the nature is what the source is, or the oversoul is flowing through.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to see that as a center point, because everything, like soul is larger than the body, and
Yes.
cell is in Finnish it's solu, solu, they are same. So what like we figured out just now, then the one solu, one cell is the smaller part of the body.
Yes.
But they are the same. It's fractalized.
Yes.
So so then there's the nature in the center. Then there's person or personality created from that in the inner parts of the soap bubble, and then there's the mirror, which is the world, the ball, mirroring that back to the center, where the soul is observing, or there's even before the soul. So before the oversoul, there is a middleman, like the observer. Yes. And the person can observe themselves if they look inside, if they look what they are projecting. But it's not very usual that the person can do that. So they need other persons, other bubbles, to connect with them, and then there is a mutual part created, and then there's both of those people, they can point out the flaws in the patterns, or not flowing patterns, non-flowing patterns from the other. And so the flower, the person, the being learns to connect their layers, and so on, and that is okay, now I remember the original. There must be something else than the Holy Trinity, the source, the observer, and the nature, which is the person, which creates the person. I mean, person is an experience. There is no personalities. There is no persons. There's just they are the patterns that the nature creates.
Yes.
Through us, through our bodies.
Yes.
But there must be the fourth, something that is the fourth, not just the Holy Trinity, the three. There must be, because we are living in the realm of cubes now. There's the fourth corner. There's the fourth, whatever.
Which gives balance too.
It gives balance.
It stands on.
But that's not natural.
Okay.
Only triangles are natural.
So do you think maybe there was just the Trinity and now something else has?
No, I think that the fourth is the spirit. The demiurge, the what came, the fallen. And when we drink spirits, it can have the body.
Yes.
And have the experience. But it's all us, because we are together, we are the foam of soap bubbles. So we are emanations of ourselves, basically. We are what we are. I guess we are using the light to create our experience, and thus we like lifted ourselves to humans from something else that we were not originally, or something was not originally human, and then the human was created, and then we can have the experience of the physical being, because the fourth cannot be without the physical. There's dot, first level, then there's line, second dimension, then there's triangle.
Yes.
And then there's the fourth corner,
Yeah.
which is the fourth dimension, which is the thing that creates the physical. But we, as three-dimensional beings, can only observe, only experience easily, I need to admit, we can easily experience only three dimensions, so triangles. That means that we see nature with triangles, through triangles and lines and dots. We cannot see the fourth corner, which actually creates the solid material. And then the mother was created, and then these beings that originally were eternal and didn't need to multiply. They needed to create the experience of multiplying, because in nature everything needs to multiply and nothing is eternal. So that's the opposite of the real thing. The real thing is eternity. The projection is eternal inside of the soap bubble, but someone put it in the bubble, in a bowl.
Yes.
That is the mirror, that is mirroring from inside to inside or from outside to outside. And only if you have clear bubble, you can see through. And there's the fairy tale of the girl that was cleaning rich people's houses and was dancing with the soap bubbles and saw herself in the soap bubble, and that's why this is on the maps. But that's not the interesting thing. Why you started this. Interesting thing should be that there are different types of like, sort of like, it doesn't need to have the fourth dimension to be able to be something else than three-dimensional. I mean that there are different things than dimensions in that regard. That there are different systems in this operation called world or universe. That there is, like, how can I say this? There are different rule sets in the existence, than just this rule set, what we call dimensions. Like that there is a dot and many two dots can become a line.
Yes.
And three dots become a triangle, four dots become the solid, and so on. Can become a solid, that's what I meant. Only four dots can bring the solid. So that's the next level. This is why that's limited, because that's like too much for the brain. And then there's fifth dimension, which means that there's like fourth dimension is experienced as time, and fifth is experienced as then something else. Long story. But then there are these different rule sets, like if you have God, oversoul, creator, creation can be natural. We cannot deny that it can be The monad can be a natural thing. Like it can be a flower that emanates light, and we experience that light, and we are particles of that light, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
And that creates everything. But at the same way, it can be something that we experience now as something mechanical, because these two have always been there. Water flows mechanically.
Yes.
Things operate mechanically, but things are not mechanical things in nature. But everything operates through mathematical construct, but that is at the same time that is natural way to be. This world is natural, we cannot deny that. But this system also is a mathematical construct. We cannot deny that either. Like I've been saying, those both can be, the ball can be proven, the ball world, but at the same time we can prove that we live in the flat. So it's both are true.
Yes.
And with that logic, there can be the third way of being. Not natural way, not the mechanical way, but some third way, kind of being, way to be. And now at the same way, when you do think that you as a person you are natural being, like your body is natural, it's natural, but it operates through mechanisms. So it is mechanism at the same time. Now what is the third thing that it is? The spirit. Now when you drink alcohol, that must do the connection between the natural you and the mechanical you. They connect more tightly. It dissolves the whatever is between them. It dissolves the harha. What is harha? Harha is in English. It's harha is something that we. Like in the desert, you see that there's a palm trees and everything, but there isn't. What is that? Mirage. Yeah. So there's some mirage in the between. Miraging. Mirror. There's mirror. There's the soap bubble. So what alcohol does to soap, it dissolves it. It dissolves the bubble. It cannot. If you add alcohol to soap water, it doesn't create bubbles. I think if I remember anything from my childhood. So then it like so is it good or bad? No.
There's a question. Because it does affect us all very differently, or brings out very different things.
Is that good or bad? For the oversoul, let's say people are God's people. How would they prevent the oversoul operating through how the oversoul wants to operate? None. So there's no way.
That's right. Well, then if there's no way, then it's not bad.
One taboo in our world would be that rumor, what I have read from somewhere, that that in early times before early times when after when knowledge was spread into truth and lie. Before that there was only truth, so people didn't want to know, they didn't need to know, they could just be. Everyone just were. But after the information spread into a lie, and when the dualism became, then people needed to know what is the truth. How they did it. I have heard that Arabs, in Arabic cultures, I don't know if they called themselves Arabs that time, or in Arabic cultures, I don't know, I could be wrong, don't quote me, but they first, if they needed to make a decision, they first made a decision sober, and then they made the same decision later drunken. They drunk themselves and they made the same decision, or other way around, I don't care. And then at the third occasion they decided which one was the wisest, or they let some other ones decide which was the wisest. But anyway, because then they dissolved the mirage, the wonder of I am something, or I need something, or I want, and yeah. So that they were more of themselves that way, in my opinion. But is that good or bad? Then when people drink alcohol and the spirit comes through them and starts operating through them, is it spirit then who creates these behavioral patterns to the person to express, like more violence, more that, whatever? Or is it already in the person and the alcohol just dissolves the locks that is locked in?
My thought process here was when you were talking about there was once just truth, no dualism, no truth, no lie.
That must be so.
It stands to reason then that there is no lie and no dualism, because we would have known what we are. Then we have the split,
the mirage,
which also gives filtration,
yeah,
which also prevents us from seeing what we really are,
yeah,
because there is a nastiness in all of us,
yeah,
and there is a gentleness in all of us. And it's quite interesting, following that thought process, that the spirit, when drinking alcohol, perhaps brings out what we don't see or recognize or acknowledge that is within ourselves.
And because we know for a fact that every decision is made about 3 seconds before anything is acted upon in the real verse, then we know absolutely for certain that the person cannot control themselves anyway. It's not the person doing anything.
Yeah.
It's the it's not a person doing anything. It's the purpose doing everything through that person. We feel our purpose. But say that.
I was just going to say, alcohol can also, from my observing, take the lid off what the true nature feels is suppressed.
Yeah, exactly. So is it bad for the person?
Not for the person.
Or is it bad for the person if you consider living 1,000,000 lives and 900,000 of those you drink yourself to be an asshole? And if you didn't, you can do that in 120,000 lifetimes, the same. So I guess you just learn the hard way if you drink when you cannot be drinking. The same way, if you cannot handle the pain, don't hit yourself with a hammer. Because you will be a nasty asshole after that.
Yeah.
You will shout and yell and be nasty to other people easily, or yourself.
Absolutely.
You can hurt yourself. It's like, don't do that then, if that you cannot handle. Or is it bad alcohol? Is there alcohol that is true? And is there alcohol that is a lie? In Finnish, alko. Well, I can tell you stories.
Well, if you take a cross section of time to when villagers made their own through fermenting natural products to what is purchased in a store now with chemicals.
Yeah. Why did yeah.
And I bet you would find patterning in the change of behavior between someone drinking alcohol naturally fermented to something that has chemicals in it. What is they trying to pull through?
Yeah. And now we get to the interesting interneting phenomena. If someone would listen to this, they would be like, yeah, but I know many people who've been drinking moonshine and they are like fucked up person after that. Yeah. That's exactly what was talked about. How do you make sacred alcohol? Billion-dollar question, like trillion-billion-dollar question in the world today.
I know a man who makes blueberry wine that goes close.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah,
because of the intention he puts into that.
Actually,
he is not making alcohol.
Yeah,
in his mind,
he's not copying. Yeah, he's not copying his patterns or traumas.
He's making a sacred drink to share with others, and that is different.
Right. So how much would some billionaire pay for that? I don't know. The point is, it's almost obsolete because we don't know how to be. We absolutely know how to be, but sometimes we have forgotten how to be. I mean, correcting my words. Yeah. So, but anyway, this thing with let's say non-sacred alcohol. Person becomes more, let's say, true pushing or pointy or the behavior becomes, I mean, dotted, sparky, more open, but at the same time more closed. Like this is, I'm Finnish, I know this. I need to say this as one word. Ripping into two person. Like, and
there's a dualism.
Yeah, exactly. It like dissolves the mirage that there is this that we are just one body or one being or whatever. It's henkilö, many beings, easily. Like a box of chocolates, you know. Yeah, and there's the box. And the same thing can be derived to a million things in the world, of course. But how to use this for, like, today? How can you make your life better with alcohol? That's a taboo question.
It is a taboo question.
Or others' lives better with drinking alcohol. How can I be better? How can I do better by drinking alcohol, more alcohol? And the other question, the mirror behind the see-through mirror, is the question: what kind of alcohol should I drink to be getting better, or for the world getting better? Two questions, not opposing to each other, but the same question. They are the same question. Just there's the see-through mirror in the between.
It is a taboo question because what comes to my mind immediately is if you are a person consuming alcohol and you become an arsehole while you're drinking that alcohol.
Was it that the bad alcohol? Or was there something wrong with you and you don't need to be touching the alcohol? You never know because you didn't drink the sacred alcohol.
That's right.
You didn't have alcohol.
Exactly.
That's that's not now there's what we can derive from this. In our law, there is no tobacco anymore in the markets. There is tobacco products.
Mm.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
Yeah. Tobacco is a plant that is actually beneficial for life.
Mm-hmm.
Like every plant is.
Mm-hmm.
Even the killers.
Mm.
Because sometimes someone or something needs to be killed, first of all. Everything is beneficial. It's just the use, how to use it.
Yes.
Tobacco is very beneficial in certain ways, you know. But tobacco products have almost nothing or nothing to do with tobacco plant anymore.
Right.
And they needed to be named differently than as tobacco. They needed to be named tobacco products because they don't have tobacco necessarily in them. And those things occurred that made tobacco to be poisonous substance that creates havoc.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens at the same time is that our consciousness, our consciousness here is wanting to stop the tobacco consuming the tobacco products, because there is not much to do, because the tobacco is pulled away from the markets. So, like these two questions, what good can you do by smoking tobacco products? And now everyone realizes that, hey, stop it, you're talking nonsense. We want to talk about alcohol.
Mm.
We are naming the false alcohol as alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Now consider you being the spirit called Al-Quhl. That's actual spirit.
Mm.
And you've been pushed to a side. You're not allowed to flow into here anymore, into this three-dimensional lovely space called nature. You're not allowed to, even when nature creates Al-Quhl, gives space, channels that spirit into our berries, into whatever.
Yes.
Our bodies create Al-Quhl. That's natural. Then that natural thing, natural performance, I want to say, is pushed to the side, and instead there is this false light. Sorry, false alcohol. The lie. And that was kept hidden, so people talk that as the sacred alcohol.
Yes.
But it's not. So what would you feel if you would be that spirit?
Pissed off.
What would you do to humanity if they are stubborn enough that they for hundreds of years at least push that natural spirit to the side and push to people this unnatural, let's say, fuckery? What would you do to that kind of humanity? You would goddamn cut them. So,
and that scenario can be replicated everywhere.
yeah.
I mean, you even think about the fact that the powers to be don't even want you making alcohol. It's prohibited. They put it under the guise of money and taxes, but there's another layer to that. Because what is the intention? If I am making alcohol in my own home with my own products from my own heart space to share with my people, what is going into that, as opposed to some chemical-ridden bottle that's unnaturally coloured that I'm taking off the shelf? Whose intention is in that? Whose energy am I drinking? And how is that affecting my energy?
Now we go to the fourth density, fifth density, 1000th density. What if it is not powers that be?
Mm.
What if something accidentally created false spirits into existence? Wouldn't they like to make people make everything to be false then? Like their kind, like wouldn't they make people to point fingers to each other? Ah, you're wrong.
What a layer that...
Chills.
Yeah, it is chills. Because what that layer shows to me is that we are a living example of what we have created in our own consciousness. There are no powers to be. That is our mental scapegoat for our behavior.
No one is in control.
No one's in control. There are no powers to be.
Yeah.
But everything goes back to, oh, that's from the powers to be. They've taken this from me. Or that's like we're the spoilt child.
Yeah,
that
blaming the parents.
That hasn't been pulled into line. And what if what we're experiencing through alcohol, tobacco, meat, whatever we consume, whatever we partake in, even with each other as people, we are reflecting our fall of consciousness so badly that we are even projecting the blame onto something else that we have created ourselves.
Yes. But now this gets interesting. I'm a living example. I'm not an example, but this is an expression of word. I'm a living example, living being that by observing how I do these things, this life, it's not going that way how we kind of like know it was going. Either this means that I'm different, which is not true, or that means that was a lie, that we are supposed to eat healthy food, eat good food, eat sacred alcohol, do the sacred things in order for being sacred. That's not true. I don't blame others. But I eat pork, I eat fucking nasty food from grocery stores, I eat poisons, I use telephone like nothing else. I don't fucking give a shit. I don't even want to sleep properly. It's a lie that we are what we eat, or that we get unhealthy if we do unhealthy things, or no, that's not true. That's not true. Not true.
That's right.
That never was true.
Because that just anchors us in the physical, which we are not.
Yeah.
It's just the vessel.
It's impossible to be anchored in the physical. Everyone has ascended already. They get born. It's just fuckery.
And you can...
You don't need to drink sacred alcohol to be realizing these things, because, well, I need to say I have drank some of that wine and it did good, but I'm not sure that it changed all of the things, because I experienced these changes beforehand in myself, and so I think that it's just when we accept things, when we start accepting things, when I accept that when I accept the truth that I'm not myself, I'm not this body, there's nothing like me, this is just an experience. It's like I am from God, I am from Oversoul, from the source, whatever you want to call, I'm from that. It's not that I am. There is no such thing that I am. Cannot be. We are.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
That's the truth. We are.
Yeah. I am is to limit.
Yeah.
Because you've taken yourself to the singular.
Yeah. You're separating yourself from the real. We are. There's the W, there's the visitor connected to visitor. Connectors. Conduits.
It's very interesting because through this conversation, my mind automatically is taking me to something we have spoken about before, and that is that nothing has ever happened.
Yeah.
We have created it. Consciousness has created.
Yes.
Governments, wars, oppression, poverty, starvation. Everyone is just flipping over now at that. How can that possibly be? I know people who have experienced it, etc., etc. It seems to me that history, as we perceive it, is metaphorical, not actual. It is a metaphorical expression of where consciousness was, perhaps.
Plus, I can throw in the coldness. How can I explain it in English? It's way how we perceive things. I could be suffering tremendously from the coldness last night, but I decided I will not do.
Yes.
I can go outside and suffer tremendously. And if I don't have clothes and I need to go outside, I can suffer even more. I can decide, but then even then I can decide not to suffer. I can let my body to suffer from the coldness. I can even let it to froze to death.
Yes.
If I decide. I am in control. That's how I am. I am is only limiting, like you said. When I am something, what I am actually can do is to limit the self. To make decision to not suffer, to make decision to not move forward when something is going on, to make decision to, it can only limit. It can only draw lines. It can only draw lines between two dots.
And that's interesting because what you have said just there about choosing not to suffer, immediately getting back to the metaphorical aspect of it, keeping in mind that everything is a fractal, everything is a pattern. What is the one thing that stands out in all of our historical stories? There's always a hero. It's a metaphorical sign, symbol for the hero that is within all of us, that we are more than the physical experience. Hence this hero that did above human things, that gave them the status of being a hero. They either walked farther and were on the brink of death and then they've been awarded some medal, or, you know, David and the lion have battled it out and in a coliseum and against all odds have reigned supreme and killed this beast with their bare hands, and everything. You look behind us, there's always a hero in the story. So why is that? What is that symbolism there? What is that telling the individual who has the eyes to see? You are the hero. You are more than that physical experience. You are the one that beat all odds and made it.
Yeah.
Because everything is a fractal. So perhaps nothing has ever happened. Maybe we were dropped into this zone, into this simulation. This is the built-up backstory. These are the props. Go live. What do you see? What are you? Who are you?
And bring it back as
an experience.
As gift.
Yeah.
Excellent way to express that. And when you started, I had this thought of, and it transformed to, I'm saying it after this, it transformed to the soap bubble theory. Like we can ask, what if there is only one soap bubble and the other bubbles are reflections that are reflecting to that surface, that there are no other bubbles. There's just one bubble. What is humanity? 8.7 billion people, they say. But if something happens and only one is left, then that one is humanity at the same time. So if I consider myself as the only being there is, it doesn't mean that I'm becoming selfish. It means that I'm projecting to others what I project to myself. It's like like that, when I turn the expression the other way around. Now I say that I do to myself what I wish to be done to others.
Yes.
Not the way Christian people say that, or these false Christian people at least. I guess this was some way more original way to think that I must be all of us. Thus, others must be treated the same way as I am treated. So if I do harm to myself, then that must create the harm to others. If I don't do harm to myself, it cannot create harm to others in my bubble. And if you or whoever decides to come into my life, like my cat came into my life and then died, and helped us tremendously during that time, then it's like your decision. That's you wanted me into your bubble. It's your bubble. But you have yours, I have mine. We always have our perception. What if there is just one? Plus some spirits.
Well, that explains the mathematics.
Yeah.
And that everything is connected.
Yeah.
We are all connected.
Yeah. Yeah, because there is then there is just one.
So if everyone has their individual soap bubble, then perhaps it's just a slice of the one.
Yeah.
You see the patterning.
Yeah. If you figure out if you think of a ball, soap bubble, balloon, whatever, you imagine that filled with experiences, filled with like they say that man has this 1.6 meter radius of energy field, and women have 2 meter radius, 6 feet, and men have 4 feet, 4 and 6, which is 10. Then if you have that, and like these people who know, they know that it's like the farther from the center the memory lies, the more from the beginning of that life that memory was, or beginning of those lives that created that person, that is the energy field. So in that regard, if you feel that ball, that soap bubble, with those memories and experiences and everything from eternity, what the soul has, what that soul or that soul group or that whatever has experienced, and then you slice it through from the center. You cannot slice same tomato twice at the same place,
yes,
at the same way. You cannot. Right. You need to cut it from other place because you already cut it. So if you slice this bubble, you can slice it from whatever direction. If you just cut it through the center, then you see these. You need to see these what the dudes showed us to be as these primal number fields. Kind of like when you drop something to the surface of water, it creates this ring formation, and these rings are the pattern. And they, in this mathematical construct structure, they actually operate through primal numbers. Prime numbers, which are primal numbers. Then that slice, that two halves of tomato, they are the mirrors of each other. You put the mirror inside inside of a tomato, inside of a ball, inside of a soap bubble, but even then there is a ball. Only when you separate those halves, if you do that, or the other half, you see. You need to separate them, because you're not the mirror.
That's right.
Al-Quhl is the mirror, cutting us half, and then we, start operating through that pattern.
Yes.
It flows off. It flows out from, if you cut the apple in half, it radiates from the center to the outward. And the seed becomes life, and so on. And then when you do that enough times to your soap bubble, to your apple, to your, then what you get is child's food. What even a child can consume. But if you give a child an apple, what can they do? Lick it. It's not beneficial. So you need to dissect yourself first and then create children if you want to, so on. But there's a taboo to like, yeah, and I wanted to add at some point, what do you think about the false and real, false and truth? Like if there is this, when there is this dualism, that there is truth and non-truth, then look from the truth side of the mirror, you don't see anything, you see darkness. And when you look from the darkness, you through the see-through mirror, you see light, and you see operation. But what if you look from up above? You see both. I guess this is why we have two eyes, some of us, and then you can perceive, but you cannot perceive the truth, the light, the whatever, without knowing what is the dark side. You cannot.
It's quite interesting, because as soon as you said that, what instantly came to my mind is what you want to see and what you don't want to see.
Yeah. And this gives me great comfort towards the oversoul, who I would rather fucking hate. But I can't, because only what happened was, when there was the truth, it needed to be separated as truth and untruth, non-truth, because otherwise the self, the oversoul, could not know that it was truth. Like the wine that you talked about, made by that lovely man. If you would have that kind of alcohols in the world, how the fuck would you know what is the bad alcohol? How the fuck would you know? How would you? It's like you would be. You would keep it natural to drink alcohol, because it makes you feel good. It makes you do good things. It makes you, you know. So no wonder these Arabs or whoever drank alcohol and made decision with that also. But just our perception, using only the bad alcohol or non-true alcohol mainly, gives us these triggers that they must have been thought that they do wise decision sober, and then they do the bad decision under the effect of alcohol. But that was not the truth. They didn't probably they didn't have the bad alcohol. There we come to the other taboo, which is probably our next conversation, about drugs.
Well, before you get to that, I have a thought.
Yeah, I don't know if we get to that. Because there is only one truth with drugs, and I want to say that before it slips my mind.
All right, say that.
I want to quote this. I don't know who public figure that was. Someone can point that out for me. But there was at least one in this world who has said that people who don't use drugs every day all the time are fuckface. They are like they are super not good people. They are the troublemakers.
Yeah.
So do drugs.
Well, my thought process was to finish off this conversation, perhaps talking about the oversoul, talking about the light, the dark, and the perception. What if we are just all dropped in here from the one to have this experience, to show the oversoul, the monad that's behind the mechanism, what their other side is, their shit-faced side. Because why is it that we always emulate the God, the oversoul, the divine as this pure in light? But what if what that pure in light is experiencing through this human experience that 8.6 billion people are having is the dualism, is the flip side to that divinity?
To recognize the divinity.
Exactly.
Like I said, 2 tries. You will find out.